I think the reason why young people are born into this world is so that they can move the world differently.
Like, having all those youth out there is a powerful, powerful thing.
The youth identify something that affects them, and then they go about changing.
I think youth-led means the opportunity for young people to really be clear about what their strategy is for changing the world.
What we do is youth justice.
To make the MBTA better for all youth and all riders.
We are experiencing.
So on May 19th, we had 1,000 young people from about 20 different cities and communities work together to march from the Department of Ed to Department of Labor.
On the national scale was so much larger than anybody even understood. And I mean from the youngest baby to the oldest person on the planet. I don't think anybody understood the scale and the massiveness of what was taking place.
19th was, I would say, probably one of our crowning achievements.
When I went out to DC and I actually got off the bus and seen all the youth there, and when I actually got to the space where all the youth were coming together from Boston, Philly, Cali, all them places, it was a powerful movement.
It was people from all over the nation. There was people from California, Chicago, yeah, pretty much everywhere.
It was the largest youth march that ever took place in DC. There were over 1,500 youth, which was amazing.
That was breathtaking because when I remember I first went, I didn't expect to see all those kids, and I didn't expect to see all the propaganda they made, like the coffin and education's dead. And I was glad I went because it showed me a lot about how much people care. It wasn't just me fighting for, my education system and like people here in Boston. It was people around like nationwide. And so when I went to that march, it showed me that like it's not only in Massachusetts that the problem's happening, it's everywhere else.
I think the most impactful moment was when we stopped and there was this moment of silence, and I guess not everybody knew what was going on, but it was just kind of like they spread through the word that it was happening, and we all stopped and turned towards the State House, and every single fist went up. Maybe not everybody, but the majority, and it was a really powerful moment that I will never forget. And when we kept walking, it was like we were able to understand what we were really there for.
So what happened with the Department of Ed shortly after May 19th is the Department of Ed made a large commitment to school discipline guidance. What they said was that they're going to put out to school districts that zero tolerance is unacceptable, and that they're going to support community solutions, and they're going to support best practices to change education when it comes to the school to prison pipeline. And so again, that would not have happened without the march, right? Even though we know that we were meeting with them and talking with them about these issues, really a lot of times power moves when they see pressure. So when they saw that we could deliver 1,000 young people to the steps of the Department of Ed and to the Department of Labor, and we were organizing discipline, that lit a fire in them that whether they were scared or intimidated, we don't really know, because you could say that about their minds and maybe they intended to do it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is we marched and then they took action.
I'm here to fight for my education.
I'm here because I want educational rights as a student.
I'm here because students need education and people are trying to give it to us, but they have to see how important it is for people to get education.
I'm here because I care about PBS schools, and I'm here to make a change.
I'm here because I'm tired of the schools getting closed. I'm tired of them spending money on things that's unnecessary. All these people is tired of them spending money on things that's unnecessary. They don't understand that education is important. They always tell us to get it, but yet they're closing down schools. So that's why we're here. We're here to protest and let our voices be heard.
She supports ineffective and abusive policies such as union busting, standardization, and zero tolerance policies that enable the school to prison pipeline. We are here tonight for public education.
trying to raise awareness about Michelle Reed and what she's done. Because she came to speak in Boston at Symphony Hall about school reform, like education reform, and she's not even close to being qualified.
Michelle Reed, who is what we like to call an educrat, somebody who essentially comes in and has their grand scheme, their grand idea of what's going to help fix an education system.
Like for instance, she was a chancellor back in DC, who's basically our equivalent to a superintendent.
She's coming here and they're paying her to give advice on how to run an educational system when she couldn't even run her own educational system back in Washington, D.C. And since it's all about education, like, it was ridiculous to hear about that.
She was caught changing test scores.
23 schools being closed, and 400-something teachers being fired.
We protested because we didn't feel like she should be getting paid $550,000 for speaking about education system when she's shut down like 23 schools.
If you're going to fix education, you're not closing schools, you're opening schools, you're giving schools support, so on and so forth. You can't come in here and have all these scandals with your name and all these things that you've done from another city and then come and give advice to our city. It's not going to work out.